fun fact of the day so far. It is barely 9 o'clock and I've only been peed on twice, but pooped on once. So it's gonna be a good day. We recently just had a son, and he's almost 3 weeks old now, and you know, he's a big part of the morning now. Well, big part of our lives, but definitely a big part of the morning. You know, the last 3 weeks we have been trying to get used to as much of a routine as possible, trying to nail it down, listening to his needs, listening to you know, how we can kind of best set him up where we feel like we get enough sleep at night, but also where his needs get met. First few weeks, months even, you don't get a ton of sleep at night. So it's advantageous then that one of my peaking interests this year has been making coffee with a Chemex. It's a whole process, and you know, I don't want to bore you because, you know, there's not really anything that I do that's really all that different from anyone else. And I'm not a coffee expert by any means. What I will tell you is that one of the best things that I've been able to invest in since getting interested in coffee, and then even since having a baby, is one of these. This is a handheld burr grinder. You stick the beans in here, and then you use this little hand crank to grind them up. Way better than what I did have, which was an electric grinder. Instead of all that noise now, I can, you know, put my beans in my coffee grinder, put the little handle on here, start to grinding away, and no barking, which is fantastic whenever you've got a sleeping baby in the next room. Funny because in college I really didn't even like coffee all that much. I really wasn't much of a coffee drinker. I mean, I had the cup every once in a while, but it wasn't something that I really, you know, kind of looked forward to during the day. And now, you know, getting to know this whole process, I think I just really like that it's a whole process. Getting to start my day with something that's intentional, you know, grinding the beans, boiling the water. All right, man, well, we will talk soon. Bye. One of the things that I've been doing probably since February or March is telehealth. And I don't think I've talked about it too much. I don't think I've actually talked about my counseling experience too much on this channel. So, but to get you caught up in case you're new to the channel, I'm an associate therapist. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology. In the state of California, you have to have 3,000 supervised hours in order to test for your license as a therapist. Right now I have about 2,000 hours, so I'm almost there, I'm almost done. I'm thinking like one more year and then I should be able to test for my license. One thing that I've been able to do though for the last 6 months is telehealth. Being able to speak with clients or speak with my own therapist through the phone or video chat. And it's something that I think is gonna be on the rise. The pros definitely outweigh the cons to me. I mean, as a therapist, I get to work from home. As the client, I get to talk to a therapist from the comfort of my own home. There's just something about being able to sit in your own chair in your own living room and having a therapy session. I think that's really cool. There's definitely cons to it right now. The technology, you know, if my call drops or I have terrible internet, you know, that can affect the session. So if somebody's pouring their guts out to me and then the call drops and I gotta call them back, and you know, that's never fun. It definitely takes you out of the moment. More and more, I think the demand is gonna become and we be able to fit our therapy within our day, because our time is valuable. Your time is valuable, and especially if you're an entrepreneur or creative, time is money a lot of times. And so if I'm able to have a good quality session with a therapist over the phone or through video chat, and I don't necessarily have to leave my home, or I don't have to stop what I'm doing or schedule my day all around one session, then, of course, why wouldn't I do that? It's definitely something that I've enjoyed doing as a therapist, and something that I think is just gonna get more and more common as the technology gets better. So, well, that was my last client for the day. I'm done for the day, so now I've just got supervision and I'm done doing my counseling for the day. So. Oh man, what a day. So, didn't really get a chance to record too much after work today. Let's see what time it is. It's like about 9 o'clock right now. I don't know what happened about 5:30. We've done a little bit of research, but about 5:30 is like this weird witching hour time. And it usually takes a couple hours to, it's witching hours really, but it just takes a little while to kind of get Miles calmed down and put down. That's newborn parenting for you. But yeah, he had a rough late evening, not late I guess, but he had a rough evening to wrap up the day. And but I mean, he's progressing really nicely. I mean, he's able to. We saw him today kind of turn over on his side, so he was like sleeping on his side for a little bit, which, almost 3 weeks old, that's pretty impressive. He's able to hold his head up really well too, so it's cool to watch him, reach some of those milestones, maybe even a little earlier than anticipated, or earlier for newborns. I don't know. I've never had a newborn before, so it's super, super impressive to watch him grow and do his thing. I'm wrapping up the night, cleaning up the house a little bit. Kirsten is usually up a lot of the night because, at night he either needs a diaper change or he needs to be fed, and it's mostly he needs to be fed because I can do diaper changes, but I can't feed him quite yet. We're not bottle feeding him just yet. So before bed, I try to make myself as useful as possible and do as much as I can, trying to keep the kitchen clean, trying to keep the living room clean. That way, whenever we wake up in the morning, we have a clean house to kind of live in. It's very, very easy to get into like a survival mode, and we're trying not to do that. We're trying not to get in survival mode. We're trying to be in thrive mode. So, but anyway, thank you so much for checking out the video and watching it. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make myself useful around here a little bit and clean up the house before I go to bed. I get why parents go to bed early now. It is 9 o'clock and I am just beat. Kirsten and the baby are already asleep. So, but yeah, like I said, thank you so much for checking out the video. And yeah, we'll see you next time.